The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tonight, police are continuing investigations into this island's first homicide for the year. The incident reportedly occurred shortly after 10 p.m. on Friday night at the victim's residence on Albacore Drive in Lucaya. The victim, believed to be an American citizen, was found with multiple stab wounds about the body. We spoke to police press liaison Inspector Teresita Pinder at the scene. She says police are searching for the person or persons responsible for the fatal stabbing incident.
Upon arrival, officers found a male Caucasian bound with duct tape with multiple stab wounds about the body. At this time, police are aggressively investigating this matter, and we are appealing to the general public. Anybody with any information that could assist the police, we're asking you to call us.
Now, EMS personnel were called to the scene and the victim was transported to the Rand Memorial Hospital via ambulance, where the man was pronounced dead. Police are aggressively investigating this matter and are appealing to the general public for anyone with information that can assist the police with their investigation to contact them at telephone numbers 350-3107 or 8-911-919 or call your nearest police station. Now, a few hours later, officers were called to another deadly scene. This time, a traffic accident left a 25-year-old man dead. According to reports, the traffic fatality occurred shortly after 4 o'clock Saturday morning in the area of Sunrise Medical Center. The victim was reportedly driving a silver 2002 Honda Civic car when he apparently lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a tree. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. His name has not been released by police. Now to news from the court. 32-year-old Murphy Town, Abaco resident Pedro Dean arraigned in the Nassau Street Magistrates Court today in connection with that double homicide on Abaco back on January 18th. Dean, who is also known as Stitchy, is accused of killing 32-year-old Landris Curry and 28-year-old Drayson Forbes, both of Dundastown, Abaco. Police say the two men were riddled with bullets. In court, Dean was not required to enter a plea to the murder charges. Bail was denied and he was remanded to prison. The case has been adjourned. And quick action by police has resulted in officers nabbing 3 suspects in connection with a robbery in the town area. Reports are that sometime around 9 a.m. this morning, police received information that a man was in the parking lot in the Kipling Lane area and was attempting to enter his vehicle when he was approached by a man who grabbed his knapsack that contained deposit bags with an undetermined amount of cash. Officers responded quickly and arrested 2 suspects. A third suspect was arrested a short time later. Now, police tell us 2 of the suspects were wearing electronic monitoring devices. Investigations are continuing. The driver of a Ford Explorer crashing into a building and causing extensive damage. The accident occurred on Saturday morning. The male driver was in the area of Crawford Realty, formerly Becky's Restaurant, where he reportedly lost control of his vehicle and crashed into the establishment. No one was injured during the crash. Investigations into this matter are ongoing. Now to news from the tourism sector. Now that they have laid their concerns on the table, members of the taxi cab union say they are satisfied that tourism officials will move to ensure that they will get a fair piece of the pie as airlift to the island increases. The union met with tourism officials on Saturday following a dispute between taxi drivers and a tour bus company at the Grand Bahama International Airport. Members complained that only the tour bus company benefited from flights coming in and out of Canada and feared that the businesses would not be distributed equitably in the long term. Union President David Jones says Saturday's meeting was fruitful.
The negotiation part of the meeting was really successful. We're just waiting to see the action part, but now come into play. We expect some changes at the next appointed flight, so the taxi drivers definitely will be able to get something out of these flights that are coming in.
Now, Jones says the plan is to include taxi drivers into our operations.
The government was instrumental in some incoming, so we feel the taxi drivers should benefit. Some of the changes, the taxi drivers will be benefited directly. Then again, we're planning some private tours around the hotel. Numerous tours were discussed that the taxi driver also can do.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Custom officers taking time out this Sunday to give thanks during the 25th Annual International Customs Day service held at Mount Zion Baptist Church in 8 Mile Rock. The Thanksgiving service was held under the theme, Communication, Sharing Information for Better Cooperation. It was a time of Thanksgiving as customs officials and other dignitaries gathered to celebrate the 25th Annual International Customs Day. While highlighting the significance of the celebration, Assistant Comptroller of Customs Sherrick Martin gave these words of encouragement.
You must always strive to be the very best you can. Take nothing for granted and learn to appreciate the small things. Wear your uniform with pride, knowing that your uniform is the pride of your country. Have faith in your own ideas, even when everyone tells you you are wrong, and listen to everyone, but also take only the truth. And 5, try to learn something new each day, for the day you did not learn something is the day you live in vain.
The Minister for Grand Bahama reminded those in attendance of the importance of this governmental agency. Dr. Darville says with the implementation of the new Customs Management Act, custom officers will be called on to do even more.
Let me assure you, custom officers, that the government has heard your cry concerning the poor working conditions many officers are subjected to on a daily basis in remote outposts, and the need for the government to move swiftly to address many of the pressing issues concerning compensation and certainly areas that affect staff morale. Officers, you have not been forgotten, and you can rest assured that we will continue to execute our plan to stabilize our country's financial position, and while doing so, we will remain focused on the issues that exist in your department.
Pastor Lindy Russell brought the message based around the theme, A Few Good Men.
Custom, you in a different category from everybody else. You stand out in the civil service. Clap your hands and bless the people. You are the agencies of the government that allow to do what the government do because of the government revenue that you are responsible for. You have a great responsibility, an awesome responsibility, but God has placed each of you in your various vocation based on the gifts and talent that you have.
Prayers were also lifted for the custom officers. Shashina Rule. Catholic schools in the Western Hemisphere are celebrating Catholic Schools Week. Here on Grand Bahama, a number of activities have been planned for the two Catholic institutions, Mary Star of the Sea and Grand Bahama Catholic High. The week started off with a special Mass at Mary Star of the Sea Church this morning. Students, faculty, and staff gathered to give God thanks and seek His guidance for the year ahead. Curriculum Officer Alexandria Roberts-Bowe says the Catholic school system has made a significant impact in our society.
You can go into any work environment, any professional organization, and you will speak with someone who will say that their life was touched by a Catholic school. What we try to do in Catholic schools is to make certain that our students, when they leave us, that they are Christian leaders, that they are aware of what is going on around them, and that they're able to cope in any environment. They're able to articulate whatever aspect of life that there is, and that they're healthy individuals who can go out and proclaim the gospel of God.
The annual observance is an opportunity for officials to highlight the excellence of Catholic education as the diocese prepares to celebrate 125 years of Catholic education in the Bahamas next year. Principal of Mary Star of the Sea, Robert Knabb, and Principal of the Grand Bahama Catholic High School, Joy Ritchie Green.
We have focused this year at Mary Star on 3 principles. Trying to engage our children in the environmental causes, keeping them conscious of their environment and how to protect, why we need to protect our environment, and which is very delicate. We also have been talking about healthy lifestyles.
At Catholic High on our campus, we will be celebrating in terms of just highlighting the excellence of our students through the performing arts, through sports, athletics.
Now, the two Catholic schools on the island will undergo an amalgamation process at the beginning of the next school year. And final preparations are taking place for the 15th annual Junior Junkanoo Parade right here on Grand Bahama. A total of 15 schools have confirmed their participation, but the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture says schools still have time to sign up for the cultural event. The show that will feature preschools, primary schools, junior and senior schools will get underway at 5 p.m. on Saturday, February 1st. Assistant Director of Culture Eddie Dame says the level of interest remains high among schools on Grand Bahama.
The idea is, as Dr. Off would have said, you've got to get involved. Each year we try to encourage as many schools as possible to get involved into this program. And so it is about development. It is about the exposure and giving the students an opportunity to enjoy themselves and also to participate in an art form that is indigenous of the Bahamas.
Now, the City of Freeport Junior Junkanoo Parade is just one of many more parades still on the drawing board for the ministry. Parades in North Andros and Abaco are set for next month. Dame says the ministry wants to keep the junior program going because it will help to ensure the survival of the art form in the country.
We use the junior parades as a farming system for the development of persons who would then join the senior groupings. And so this year we're looking forward to great competition, friendly rivalry, and of course in each competition there could only be one winner in each of the divisions that will be participating.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn joins us next with a check on sports.
Hey everybody, it's Sports Time. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Tonight, this is one for Kason Duncombe. Yeah, she's watching the light. She's got this thing for Shashina. Child, you in trouble. Well, high school volleyball and softball awards presented on Friday. The Ministry of Education office and our Megan Shepherd sat in for those awards.
The Grand Bahama Secondary Schools Athletic Association Annual School of Champions Award Ceremony celebrating outstanding athletes on the island in softball and volleyball for the 2013-2014 season. Sporting great Churchill Tanner Knowles encouraging the athletes to continue to excel in sports and to take advantage of the many opportunities that come along with success.
Sports is something that brings people together, brings countries together. And once you make a friend in sport, a friend for life. And I can tell you that I know I have friends in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, Canada, Panama, around the world because of sports. And I thank God for the time that I've been able to spend traveling around the world, particularly representing our country.
Top awards in the Churchill Tanner Knowles Max Sweeting Softball League going to Sister Mary Patricia Russell for the under 13 boys, and they're also claiming the trophy for under 13 girls. The junior girls and boys award going to Bishop Michael Eldon. In the senior division, the Tabernacle Falcons taking the trophy for the girls, and the Jack Herod Wildcats boys taking the top post. Now also at the ceremony, offering of encouragement, Deputy Director of Education Sandra Edgecombe. She says while it's important to participate in sports and hone your craft, she says student athletes must also focus on their education.
We ask you, we implore you to work hard, to keep up your studies and your grades, to do your homework, to ask questions in class, to turn in your coursework on time, and to do well when you study for those examinations. Because no matter where you go, and no matter how talented you are, you need to have an education.
Now when it comes to the Nesbitt Oriole Knowles High School Volleyball League, the Bishop Michael Eldon Warriors are the junior girls champions, and the St. George's Jaguars claiming it for the junior boys. In the senior girls division, the Warriors claiming the trophy once again, and in the senior boys category, the St. George's Jaguars. In the GBSSAA Volleyball Jamboree, the girls of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy are the under-13 champs, and the Egmont Blue Jays are the under-13 champions. Now the challenge to the student athletes is to continue their success in the upcoming season. Megan Shepard, ZNS Total Sports.
Something wrong with that picture. What Megan doing? High school basketball in the Derek Nesbitt Richie Hadley League. John Hayward Junior Girls defeating the Grand Bahama Academy 31-3. Egmont got by Lucana National 19-12. St. Paul's Junior Boys with a 25-20 win over Jack Hayward, and also Sunline also right there as well. It was Tabernacle Big over Lucana National 72-18, and also the Senior Boys play. Egmont defeating St. Paul's 50-25. St. George's defeated Jack Hayward 43-37. Tabernacle with a 45-38 win over the Sunland Stingers. She can only be representing Sunland. Okay, the Stingers of Sunline Baptist Academy also had their relays this weekend at the GB Sports Complex. Yes, folks, the track and field season officially is underway on Grand Bahama. The Grand Bahama Sports Complex was a buzz of activity with the Sunland Baptist Academy Stingers relays. The relays feature primary, junior, and high school athletes, and the results positive. The 4x200 meter relays were quick, and the athletes showed stamina this early in the season. The stands were filled with parents and fans of track and field, which also spurred on the athletes. James Vega, the starter, said the response was positive and excitement was high. The parents and teachers coordinated the event. Eon Austin said, mission accomplished. The start of the track season gave track fans much to cheer about in January.
It's been pretty good. The spectators have been good. The meet has been good. This is just a proprietary meet leading up towards Island Sports. Here is where some of the schools can see what the athletes are like and start to get them prepared for the meet.
Tell me about Sunland. What have you seen from your kids as far as the performance today?
From Sunland, I've seen some surprises. I see some athletes that I never knew. Miss Hamilton, she deals mainly with the primary school, and she's been doing an awesome job with the primary school. But overall, I think we're doing pretty well.
The Lady Warriors will be a force this year. The Stingers have much to prove. That was quite evident in the under 17 girls fall by 200 meter relay. Brittany Bethel and the handoff to Vashante Simmons, it was smooth, with Sabrina Colley making a statement on the track. But then on the anchor leg, Brianna Bethel, she showed strength and power, running to victory, and also stating that there is much for the Stingers to cheer about.
I felt I ran pretty good, but I didn't think I ran like how I always used to.
But you left it all on the track and you won. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Okay, tell me about you. Second leg, how do you feel running that one?
I felt it was a good race. I'm very proud of myself and my teammates. I think we did an awesome job.
Okay. You got the third leg. How do you feel you ran today?
I feel like I did good, but I could have done better.
Okay.
My third leg tried hard, so I had to try hard too.
Good job, Stingers. Remember these ladies' faces. We'll give you more on that tomorrow. The Bahamas Olympic Committee meeting on Grand Bahama was geared to the planning of the 2014 sports year and induction of the executive team. Well, it was crucial to the success of the Bahamas Olympic movement in the country and the selection of administrators to handle our national teams. That's going to be traveling internationally at the competition like the Commonwealth Games. Roy Colbert is the vice president responsible for the secretariat.
My portfolio I'll be dealing with some training. Chef de mission seminars training, chef de missions training, and everything else also the chef de mission for the Commonwealth Games. And I'll be leaving for Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland on the 26th of this month. Whereas you know the preparations have already started for the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
Well, attention to Family Island talent is on Finn Facilities is also the responsibility of Iriam Lewis, who says he's accepted his portfolio and he is somewhat excited about the whole process.
My first big event is the Youth Olympic Games in Nanjing, China, in August of this year. And athletes that would be between the ages of 16 to 18 would have born between January 1st, 1996 and December 31st, 1995. Age-wise, they would qualify. We don't have the exact numbers that they will give us for each discipline as yet. But we will, in the meantime, start our talent search. We have unofficially started in Grand Bahama and in Abaco to the north, but I was given specific instructions to concentrate on Grand Bahama first, and you know it's like very pleasing to me because again this is my hometown.
And I gotta say to the Miami Dolphins, you have a new general manager, but you still got the same old team. I ain't got nothing else to say. That's it for sports.